Hello there everyone, this is Brother Birch. In this video I will be walking through the practice test 3.3. So if you go to test 3 you'll see this practice 3.3 right there. That's the one that I'm walking through right now. We are all habitual writers. Our word choice and the way we phrase things are highly individualistic. Write a program to count the frequency of a given letter in a file. Given a file that contains a sample solution for this problem, count the frequency of usage of a given letter in the file. So let's say I am saying I want it to look through this file. It'll count how many times it came across this character in that file, and then we'll say how many times. Okay. So prompt the user for the file name, read the data for the file one letter at a time, compare each letter against the target, display the count of instances on the screen, and as always, write them all in functions. Okay, use proper modularization, of course. All right, so I already created just a little bit of this. Okay, I have my header right here, and I just put main in here. One thing that I didn't put was include f stream. Really important since we're going to be reading files. Okay, int main. Let's go ahead and start there. I'm going to declare char file name. Hopefully it'll be less than 256 characters. And char letter. So first let's get the file name and letter. Okay, so I'm going to call a function called getFileName. All right, and then we'll also going to call, we'll assign letter to the value of the return of getLetter. Okay, so let's write out these two functions. I'm going to copy this comment block and paste it. Okay, this one we'll go ahead and say will be getFileName. Will prompt the user for the file name. All right, and I'll say void get file name char file name. We'll pass that in. We don't have to return anything. Okay, cout, and I'll go ahead and copy this guy right here. What is the name of the file? Cin file name. Return absolutely nothing, and closing bracket. All right, get file name should be good to go, and then letter. So we need a get letter here. So I'm going to copy this and paste. Get letter will prompt user for the letter they want to search for. Okay, so I'll say char get letter since we'll be returning the actual letter, and we'll declare letter and cout. What letter should we count? Copy that. Cin letter. Whoops. And return letter. Okay. So right now I'm going to check this real quick just to make sure that I don't have any crazy errors. And yep, got a couple. So file name was not declared in this scope. All right, that's inside of int main. Let's look at that. File namuai. Yep, that's a typo. Okay, save and close that, and run that again. Did I do it again? File name, file name. All right, let's head back in here. I did do it again. Yep, all sorts of typos. Okay, and that's it. Okay, good. Glad we had that experience. All right, back in Emacs. Let's look at main. So now that we got the file name and we got the letter that we're going to want them to use, let's go ahead and display. So I'll say cout. There are, and then we should call a function that will return that integer. So I'll say num instances, and I'll pass in the file name, and I'll pass in the letter. Okay. Looks like we just have a space there, and then letter, and then an apostrophe s, and the file. Okay, and then we return 0. All right, so last thing we need to write is num instances. Okay, so I'm just going to go right above this. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it. Num instances will open file and loop through it, returning the number of instances of the given string. Okay, so we're going to return an integer for this, num instances. We're passing in the file name and the letter. Okay. All right. So if stream fn file name, if fin.fail will return like we always do. Else, let's go ahead and do this thing. Okay, so I'll say int num equals 0 and char letter read while fn letter read. Okay, we're just kind of loop through this entire file. Okay, while there's still letters to go through, and I'll say if letter read is equal to letter. Okay, let's clarify this a little bit. I'm going to say letter find. I'm going to declare this up here as the letter that we want to find. Okay, so letter find. So we loop through, we're reading each letter in the file. If letter read is equal to letter find, then what do? We increment our num count. And then at the end of it, we're going to say fin.close and return our integer count. Okay. All right, well, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Let's go ahead and save it and close it and compile it. Int num instances expected a semicolon before that. Looks like I missed a semicolon. All right, num instances. Where's my missing semicolon? Right there. Okay. Okay, let's close it again and compile it again. Good. And let's run it. So, what is the name of the file? I'll just say test3 practice2.cpp. And what letter should we count? We'll just count the letter A. There are 69 A's in that file. I did not know that. Okay. Let's do our test bed. CS124 practice 33. Test 3 practice 3. Okay, sweet. Our tests are passing. And let's run our style checker. Test 3, practice 3. Wow, okay, that looks pretty good. So yeah, that's my walkthrough of practice 3.3. I hope that this was helpful for you and is helpful for you while you're studying for your test. If you have any questions about it or anything in it, just let me know, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.